Hey guys, this is Basketball Star 1130. I'm back. Today I'm in this video. I'm gonna be predicting my predicting the 2019 NBA awards, which are on tonight, 9 o'clock on TNT. I'll be watching them and reviewing them. Just before we get started, I just uploaded a video. It's on the channel right now. Of my thoughts on the Mike Conley trade, so go check that out. So let's get started. Again, the NBA awards tonight, 9 o'clock TNT. I'll be watching. Today I'm gonna make my thoughts and predictions. Let's get started. So the Kia MVP, we're gonna start right off the bat with the biggest one. The finalists. These were made by the NBA. All these finalists are by NBA personnel. Giannis Antetokounmpo, Paul George, and James Harden. Okay, now this one's interesting. I think it's really between Giannis Antetokounmpo and James Harden. If you asked me in like November, December, I would have said Paul George had a really good shot to win the MVP this year, win his first ever MVP in the NBA. But he kind of cooled off after that January, early February mark. And not many people were talking about him. They were still talking about him, but not as seriously as a real chance. That's why I think it's between Giannis and Harden. And my prediction is I think Giannis Antetokounmpo of the Milwaukee Bucks will he will win this award. I'll explain why. First, I know James Harden, he's a prolific offense player and everything, but his defense improved a little this season, but it's still like non-existent. He doesn't play defense whatsoever. He doesn't even try. And his step back three, sometimes he triggers those too much. The reason I think Giannis will win because he can guard all five positions from point guard to center. He can play small forward, power forward, or center in some circumstances. He's a really good offensive player. He improved his three, like in the playoffs this season, especially in that Raptors series. He shot the three really well, like way better than anyone expected. For the season, he shot like under 20%. So, but he's a big guy. He doesn't really shoot threes like other big men do. But yep, I think Giannis will win the MVP. Next, we got Kia, Rookie of the Year. It's for DeAndre Ayton of the Suns, Luka Doncic of the Mavericks, and then Trae Young of the Hawks. Those are the three finalists. I think this is between Luka and Trae Young. DeAndre Ayton, I will admit, though, he had a really underrated season with the Suns. Devin Booker was a bad teammate to him, and don't take this wrong, but I'm going to explain myself. Devin Booker the whole Suns team didn't use DeAndre Ayton and respect him as much as they should have. Ayton should have got the ball more, and that's why he's up here. He had a really underrated season. I think he would have been more in the talk of a really good chance if he got the ball more. That's not really his fault, though. Luka or Trae, if you asked me in like October or November, even December, early January when the season started, I would have said Luka Doncic for sure. But Trae Young really came on after the All-Star break. He shot the three amazing, and he averaged 19 points for the season. Luka averaged 21 points for the season, I think. But it will be really close, but my pick in the end is Luka Doncic. He's maybe the best foreign prospect we've ever seen coming from Slovenia. His transition was so well because he already played professionally in Slovenia since he was 13 years old. Yes, 13 years old, his first year as a teenager, and that's why he transitioned so well. But it's going to be very close. Interesting to see that battle. Now, Kia, six-man award. It was between Montrezl Harrell of the Clippers, Domantas Sabonis of the Pacers, and Lou Williams of the Clippers. Okay, so you might be wondering, how can there be two six men from the same team? Because usually they got a rotation. The starting five, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th men on their bench. But Montrezl Harrell and Lou Williams, they kind of rotated as the six men. They were both very good. And then Domantas Sabonis, I don't think he has any chance. He still had a really good season. He doesn't get enough respect. But Montrezl Harrell, after all, I'm going to give it to Lou Williams. It's so close between Montrezl Harrell and Lou Williams, but Lou Williams, Sweet Lou, as they call him, won it last year, and I think he's going to win it this year. He's the best six-man ever. He set the record for most games played coming off the bench this season. I don't think he's ever started a game, and he's okay with that. Some people complain, but he's okay with that, and I really like him in that role. He might be the Clippers' best player, and he's on the bench. But yeah, Lou Williams will win that. Now Kia, Defensive Player of the Year. We got Giannis Antetokounmpo, Paul George, and Rudy Gobert. So 2 of the MVP finalists are here, but now, this is one of the more heated battles. These are all very, very good candidates. Giannis Antetokounmpo gets the blocks and the steals. Paul George gets the steals. And Rudy Gobert gets a block. He's a very good rim protector. In the end, I'm going to give this to Paul George because I think he's the best two-way player in the league. Yes, I said it. I think he's the best two-way player in the league. Very good offensive game, but this is about defense. He gets those steals. He's in players' grills all the time. He just gets them fired up. Yes, Giannis and Rudy Gobert are very good, but I'm going to give this to Paul George because of how his intensity on defense. Next, he most improved player. Now, this is another good debate, too. People might not think it is, but it is. De'Aaron Fox, D'Lo, or D'Angelo Russell of the Brooklyn Nets, and then Pascal Siakam of the Toronto Raptors. Now, this is interesting. De'Aaron Fox had a decent rookie season last year, but he stepped up so much, and that's why the Kings were such improved. Him at point guard, and then Buddy Hield at shooting guard, even though Buddy Hield's not a finalist, but I think Buddy Hield was one of the most improved players in the league, too, but De'Aaron Fox was very good. A backcourt of Fox and Hield would be very good for the future. Fox improved between the seasons. Then D'Angelo Russell improved so much. He was first-time NBA All-Star this season. So, yeah, and then on Team Giannis. Then Pascal Siakam. Last year, he was pretty much non-existent with the Raptors, but now, since they traded Jonas Valanciunas to the Grizzlies at the deadline, then Pascal Siakam I don't know if he's starting, but he started to get more minutes, and he just was on fire to begin the season. He's always been on fire all season. My prediction for this is very close. I think all 3 of these guys have a really good shot, but I'm going to give it to Pascal Siakam just because how much he's improved and elevated that Raptors team. He is clutch. Maybe the Raptors, some nights, he's the second best player, but I think he's the third best player. Kyle Lowry's their second best player behind Kawhi. Then NBA Coach of the Year got Coach Bud, Mike Budenholzer of the Bucks, Mike Malone from the Nuggets, and then Doc Rivers from the Clippers. This is really tough because Doc Rivers, the Clippers are gonna get a lot of free agents this summer. They're trying to persuade Kawhi. They're trying to persuade Kyrie. They're trying to persuade Kevin Durant. A lot of big names they're trying to persuade, and they're on the doorstep of a championship or a deep playoff run, or at least a doorstep of a championship, and that's really good. So Doc Rivers deserves that. He's always been one of the league's best coaches. He revolutionized the game. He's so good. He's a great offensive mind. And then Coach Bud, Mike Budenholzer of the Bucks. Once the Bucks fired Jason Kidd, I didn't like that move at all. But then, when I saw the Hawks fired Mike Budenholzer at the end of last season, I was thinking, maybe the Bucks could pick him up. Don't really know much about this Budenholzer guy. But when he came in, he just lit the league up on fire. That Bucks team is so revolutionized. They got good pickups. Everyone contributed. And then Michael Malone, the Nuggets had an underrated season by people, but they got exposed by Trailblazers in the playoffs, and they lost in the Western Conference semifinals, but they were very good. Michael Malone is very good. But in that